What happens when your goals move faster than your biology? When ambition accelerates, but your nervous system still runs ancient code? And what if the tension you feel isn't weakness, but resistance from a body designed for a different world? Human biology evolved for survival, not optimization. Energy was scarce, threats were physical, effort was intermittent, rest followed exertion, darkness followed light, silence followed noise. The body learned rhythm. Stress would rise, action would occur, recovery would restore balance. Modern life rarely follows rhythm. Deadlines overlap, notifications interrupt, artificial light extends the day. The body still expects cycles, instead it encounters continuity. This is where competition begins. You compete with your sleep by shortening it. You compete with your attention by fragmenting it. You compete with your hunger signals by overriding them. You compete with your stress response by ignoring it. At first, the body complies. Adrenaline fills the gap. Caffeine compensates. Motivation overrides fatigue. Performance appears stable. But biology keeps a ledger. Sleep loss alters hormone regulation. Chronic stress elevates cortisol. Constant stimulation narrows attention. The changes are subtle. They accumulate. The brain evolved to detect immediate danger. It did not evolve to manage endless low-grade pressure. When stress becomes constant, the system recalibrates. Baseline tension rises. Relaxation feels unfamiliar. This is not incapacity. It is adaptation. Competing with biology often looks like productivity. Working longer hours, pushing through exhaustion, ignoring early signals. The culture rewards endurance. But endurance without recovery erodes capacity. Muscles need rest to grow. Neural pathways need downtime to consolidate memory. Hormonal systems need balance to regulate mood. Without restoration, output declines even if effort increases. Consider attention. Deep focus requires uninterrupted time. Modern environments are optimized for interruption. Each notification triggers a small alert response. Multiply that across a day, and the nervous system remains partially activated. You may not notice it consciously, but your body does. Fatigue increases, patience shortens. You try to compensate by pushing harder, yet pushing intensifies the strain. The competition escalates. Biology prefers predictability, regular sleep, consistent meals, rhythmic movement. When patterns stabilize, regulation becomes easier. When patterns are chaotic, regulation becomes costly. You might interpret this instability as lack of discipline. Often, it is misalignment, the body resisting inconsistency. There is also the illusion of limitless capacity. Technology extends capability. Work travels across time zones. Entertainment never pauses. The boundary between effort and rest dissolves. But the nervous system still requires boundaries. Without them, stress hormones remain elevated. Decision fatigue accumulates. Mood fluctuates. In fitness culture, competition with biology appears as overtraining. In productivity culture, it appears as burnout. In daily life, it appears as chronic tension. Short-term gains may occur. Long-term sustainability weakens. The body prioritizes survival over achievement. If resources are insufficient, systems downregulate. Metabolism shifts, immunity softens, sleep fragments. These are not malfunctions, they are protective responses. When you suppress fatigue repeatedly, sleep pressure intensifies later. When you ignore stress, emotional regulation becomes harder. Biology does not negotiate indefinitely. It adapts defensively. Modern narratives praise relentless drive, push through, outwork everyone. These messages imply that limits are obstacles to conquer, but many limits exist to preserve long-term function. There is a difference between expanding capacity and overriding safeguards. Expansion respects adaptation. Override ignores it. So what happens when you compete with your own biology? In the short term, you may win. Deadlines met, goals achieved, output increased. In the long term, the cost surfaces. Persistent fatigue, irritability, loss of motivation. The body eventually enforces boundaries you refuse to set. Illness, burnout, forced rest. It begins quietly. Difficulty falling asleep, tension in the shoulders, reduced tolerance for minor stress. Signals, not failures. The alternative is cooperation, working with biological rhythms rather than against them, scheduling demanding tasks when energy is highest, protecting sleep as non-negotiable, alternating intensity with recovery, limiting stimulation before rest. These adjustments are strategic. When biology is supported, performance stabilizes, energy becomes sustainable, attention deepens, mood steadies. Growth still requires strain, but strain must be followed by integration. Exercise followed by rest. Focus followed by restoration. Stress followed by decompression. The body thrives on oscillation. Modern systems promote constant acceleration. Acceleration without pause leads to breakdown. The question becomes personal. Where are you competing unnecessary? Where are you overriding early signals? Where are you mistaking depletion for weakness? Examine your routines. How much true rest do you allow? How often does your day include uninterrupted quiet? These are biological negotiations. Your nervous system is ancient. Your ambitions are modern. Between them lies tension. You can ignore it. You can overpower it temporarily. Or you can study it. Because when you understand the body's protective logic, limits look different. Not as enemies, but as guidance. And perhaps the real question is not how much you can push, but how long you can sustain.